got lots of UFO news to talk about today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, first of all, we have Nancy Mace talking about the aftermath of the UAP hearing.
So if there are crash retrieval programs, I'd like to know how much money we're spending on it. Congress deserves to know that. If people are being compensated for their injuries due to exposure to whatever toxic chemicals, radiation, whatever at the crash sites, we ought to know that too. Yeah. Has anyone been really harmed? I've heard about potential TBIs, traumatic brain injuries, etc. Like, if they're being compensated for it, why lie about it? If there's no there, then why are we compensating people for something that doesn't exist?
Great questions, Nancy May. So she's going to continue the charge, trying to get answers, and she might not be the only one. Could DOGE, the new government agency headed by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, actually probe into the mysteries of the UFO control group? Now, I know that's a sensitive subject for some people that, don't like the new administration, even if they do something like that. Hey, and fair is fair. But check this out, guys. Vivek seems very pro-UFO transparency and is taking David Grush and the claims of the UFO control group and these secret programs very seriously. Let's give a listen to some of the things that he's been saying.
You reckon black programs like the ones that David Grush described would be a part of that, and how would that affect? And I guess
we just need total transparency.
Yeah.
In every area of. I mean, you could think about from the truth of what really happened with the Jeffrey Epstein cases to the truth of what we know or do know about UAPs, the truth of what happened on January 6th, the truth about what we were lied to about the COVID origin, the Hunter Biden laptop story, how our money's being spent in Ukraine. I don't care what it is. The right answer is to speak the truth.
Absolutely, and you may disagree with some of his points there, but I think we can all agree about UAP transparency, and it seems like he is pro-transparency. Now, is he all talk? I guess we'll find out in the near future, but he's been saying pro-UFO transparency stuff for a while. I think this is from, 23.
Basically saying that he thinks that there needs to be openness and transparency. And, how interesting and how refreshing to have a presidential candidate being prepared to speak candidly without embarrassment. This is what Vivek...
Yeah, this was back when Vivek was running for president.
Ramaswamy said ahead of the House Oversight Committee hearings. He said, "I'm calling on committee members to publicly ask witnesses the following 7 questions. We can handle the truth," he wrote. Has the US government become aware of actual evidence of ET or otherwise unexplained forms of intelligence? If so, when did this first occur? What are the names and titles of the people with direct first-hand knowledge of and access to the crash retrieval programs? Which facilities, material bases, how to recovered material? What special access programs cover this information, and how is it possible they've evaded oversight for so long? When did these programs begin and who authorized them? What level of security clearance is required to fully access these programs? Which private corporations are involved? Has there been an active US government disinformation program? All really good questions.
Hey. Yes, indeed. Really good questions. Exactly the sort of questions that we would want the head of the Department of Government Efficiency to be asking, right? If this program really is going to probe corruption, what is more corrupt than the UFO control group? Siphoning off money from congressionally approved projects, raising money in some other manner, possibly drugs, we don't know. But yeah, they are dodgy as all get out. They've been doing, who knows what for who knows how long, and they need to be exposed. That we need oversight over those programs. Now, who knows, maybe it will ultimately turn out that they've been acting on our best interest all along, but we won't know that until we have oversight of those programs. And DOGE, love them or hate them, may be our best chance at getting any of that done. Now, like I say, we'll see if Vivek is more talk than he is action. But at least we have more hope than we've ever had that there is now an independent body of government, or somewhat independent, that might actually probe some of these mysteries and look at some of this corruption and maybe even find it. Now, I'm not super optimistic that could happen. The UFO control group is pretty slimy. They can probably slime their way out of this one. But you never know, guys. I live in hope. What about you? Do you think that Doge could possibly at least crack open the merest chink in the armor of the UFO control group and maybe find some of these rogue programs that are siphoning money from congressionally approved programs? If that's their job, is to go after corruption, again, what is more corrupt than the UFO control group? Meanwhile, Stephen Greer is making some bold claims.
Pivoting to, which is very important, is that we're sort of moving beyond the whistleblower phase, and we're advocating for a group that are now defecting from these covert black sites, who will hand over to us the dispositive evidence and proof, which we will then provide to you, Bianca, and the media. This is a very bold step. Yeah, well, this is a very bold step. This is something that's just happened. We have a special access project within law enforcement working with us, as well as a group of people who are at 6 different black sites running programs, including reverse engineering ET craft and the man-made ones.
Okay, there you go. Stephen Greer is saying there's going to be a big data dump coming up in the very near future. An imminently world-changing data dump. So keep your eyes tuned. I give Greer a lot of grief because he spreads disinformation about alien abductions and toxicity toward members of the UFO community. We all know who we're talking about. But I do think that he has access to some interesting information, and some wonderful whistleblowers have come out because of him, like Michael Herrera. And I think he does have a genuine affinity with the phenomenon itself, which is why his CE5 sessions are so good. I believe that he does indeed have those great CE5 sessions. If you've seen his documentaries and seen some of the footage from those CE5s, I don't think that's fake. I'll be very curious to see what is in store for the UFO community in the world if Greer is on the level here, and there is going to be a big document dump coming to us in the near future. Let me know what you guys think. Meanwhile, Tim Gallaudet also makes a bold claim here.
The USS Omaha in 2019 saw this object. It's not a helicopter. It was hovering for a while. Goes into the water. How did it happen? This is an infrared video of it, and it turns out after my hearing, I get a call from the senior chief on watch who was on the bridge from there, and he told me all about it. There were a bunch of them, and he saw it come out of the water and then go back into the water, and he said, and here's what else happened. I then went to the other ship in the area, the USS Jackson, and I saw a lot more stuff. And I won't go into the details because we're compressed on time, but I have some video, Leslie, by the way, which is really interesting. And this senior chief is so interesting. And I'm so, and it's funny, when you talk about credibility of sources, I was in the Navy. I know enlisted sailors. This guy's so legit, and I just am so proud of his courage. And we can talk about that later, and that will come out. But
okay, so there you go. Tim says there is video that he has that sounds pretty epic. And he's talking to Leslie. Is that Leslie Kane about this? Do you think that she could run an article or publish this online somewhere, make it known to the mainstream, this new incredible footage? Do you think that Tim will ever release it, or that we'll ever see this thing? I don't know, but it sounds juicy. Is it taken from the same incident as the transmedium object in the video? Are there other similar objects? We've heard about swarms of UFOs, right? Does it show a swarm of UFOs? Are they coming and going from the water? Man, wouldn't that be fantastic footage? I hope that he releases it. This sounds pretty exciting. What do you guys think? Tim also talks about the time that Jay Stratton wanted an email deleted about the Go Fast UFO.
how did that happen? Because this gentleman in charge of the UAP Task Force at the time directed that the email be taken off because that he wasn't sure if that was U.S. tech or not. How did that happen?
Yeah, what does Jay know that he would assume that might be U.S. tech, right? Is he just making a wild guess there, or does he have hard knowledge of reverse engineered craft, ARVs, or other advanced vehicles? What does Jay know? I don't know, but I know he just won an award. Congratulations to Jay Stratton and the UAP Task Force members Yeah, it went out to all the members of the UAP Task Force, not just Jay Stratton, who was actually only the leader of the task force for a brief time. All the congratulations to the members for receiving the National Intelligence Meritorious Unit Citation from the Director of National Intelligence, Avril Haines. Interesting that it was from Avril Haines. This award recognizes single acts of meritorious service performed by an intelligence community team or organizational unit. The UAP Task Force was specifically cited for its team building, removal of stigma associated with UAP, and their application of the highest levels of analytic rigor to a problem of long-standing national significance. The citation mentions how the UAP Task Force transformed the perception of UAP within the intelligence community, the U.S. government, and the American public. That's from Robert Powell. So really interesting that they would win an award for reducing the stigma of a phenomenon that the government says doesn't exist. It's kind of like where they're paying people for injuries associated with UFOs that, again, according to them, don't exist. There's this weird bipolar or dyslexic mentality that the government has where they will address this stuff and even take action on it, like giving people money if you have an injury or giving people awards, but they won't come out and admit that it's real. But we do live in interesting times, guys, and I think that at the moment, anything is possible. However, Jack Sephardi says things could be even more possible if only people would listen to him. He says, he's replying to Elon's, a little quote here, "A new philosophy of the future is needed. I believe it should be curiosity about the universe. Expand humanity to become a multi-planet then interstellar species to see what's out there." Well, Sephardi says, "Damn it, Elon, I agree, but you will fall flat on your face with your damn rockets based on electromagnetic field control, i.e. chemical reactions. You need what I am trying to teach you, control of gravity with small amounts of stress energy current densities that we see operational in UFOs. I have been showing classified military intelligence on this that confirms my physics works that CIA got me into 50 years ago. I was invited to Moscow a year ago on this. So wake up and have me explain reality on this to you and Trump, or else brush up on your Russian." All right, well, there you go. Jack Sephardi throwing down the gauntlet and offering to teach anti-grav technology to Elon Musk. You think Elon will listen? Meanwhile, China is unveiling robotic military dogs. That's right. These aren't your best friends. These are warriors, robotic warriors on 4 legs. Now, I've seen these, robotic dogs before, but this is the first time I've ever seen them made for military use. So, very interesting. Don't give a bone to that thing. Meanwhile, let's check out some cool UFO videos. I mean, that is just crystal clear. You can see the saucer shape and everything. Now, is this legit? Obviously, the question. It looks pretty good. Let's see if there's any background noise.
Ay, ¿qué es eso? Y a vuelta y todo.
I mean, the fact that you have multiple vehicles pulled over on the side of a busy street staring at this thing seems to argue in favor of it being legit. Let me know if you think this is legit. It looks pretty solid to me. This was another one that was accidentally picked up by a news team. Check it out. Look at that thing. What in the world?
Claiming there was an incomplete environmental review.
Yeah, check that out. Look at that. It even kind of has a shine to it, like a blue tint to it right there. That's really, is that blue shifting? What is that? Is it actually emitting light on its own? Or you think that's a bird or a bug? Looks UFO-ish to me, but bring out your Mick Wests, and we'll see if we can debunk this one. But it could be another UFO captured by a live stream news crew. I love those. Let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the like button and the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.